Live Q&A, and we are here live in the Northern Lounge. It's myself, JP, Ryan and Alan joining me. Lads, how are we this morning? Alan, I'll start with you, mate. It's good to see you, pal, and hope you're well.
No, very well. Had time to kind of look over the weekend. Obviously, we had the diary on Monday, and that was very productive. And yeah, look forward to chatting about Celtic as usual. Hope you're well, guys. Hope everyone that's watching and tuned in as well.
Yeah, as Alan says there, I hope you're also doing well and you've had a good beginning of your week. What do you call this, wee man? You're used to that in the half-10 show.
Hump day, innit?
Hump day, aye. You're used to that one, aren't you?
We humped last week, didn't we? So it's about time we hump ourselves this week, innit?
We're not still going on about that, are we? Come on. Surely that's a way, that's got to be gone now.
But no, I'm good as well. Obviously, be a bit different this morning. The viewers can see it live instead of recording. So any questions that you've got towards us or anything about Celtic, fire some questions in and we'll obviously get back to you and have a big conversation with you as well. So looking forward to the chat today, lads, and like Alan says, it's been good to digest the last few days in Dortmund, Ross County, and now obviously international break.
Aye.
So there's plenty to speak to you about JP as well and get through in this wee live episode.
Yeah, 100%. First of all, I just want to touch on, obviously, as you all know, or the majority of you now know, we are doing a live event from here on Saturday the 19th of October. It's with ex-Celtic winger Joe Miller. Tickets are on sale just now. They are selling quite fast. We do have access on our PayPal. If any of you don't know what our PayPal is by now, it is ryanclifford9@aol.co.uk. They two are just in the crossword now, don't worry about they two. We'll sort that. We'll sort that as we go, folks. Don't worry. Yeah. So you can get it from. It's £10 to come along if you want to buy a ticket for the Joe Miller night. And as I've said before, there's tickets on sale here at the bar as well if you want to come in and do that. Alternatively, if you don't have PayPal or you can't pay like that, what you can do is you can contact us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much any one of the platforms. Marcel and Ryan are contactable even on we're on Facebook, and you can arrange another way to pay your £10. But for £10, lads, Ryan, it's an interview with Joe Miller, a chance to have your photo with him if you've not already done so. Some folk might look forward to that, some folk might not, but it's an opportunity to get a photo. Plus, there is live entertainment with a DJ throughout the night, and that DJ is obviously our sponsor on the podcast, AB Entertainment, Mr. Alec Beveridge. But for £10, mate, I don't think you can grumble and you can ask for much more, mate.
Obviously, we've had some fantastic guests the last few years on the episodes on the podcast. Obviously, Barry's a permanent fixture when he's available to come on. We've spoken to Alan Thompson.
Barry Bannon, by the way, he's meaning.
We've spoken to Paul Byrne, Kevin McNaughton. We've spoken to a lot of people on the StreamYard online, but now it will be in person with Joe, which is different for us as well. It's a good thing to do. So people might have enjoyed the episodes on the StreamYard online, but now you'll be able to get one face to face. You can ask obviously Joe your questions at the end of the interview as well. So a lot of people might not know Joe in terms of his story, his background, his career. And Joe doesn't do many interviews. I don't listen to him live a lot, so it would be good for people to see that as well, because it is obviously only ticket only. There will be no recording, no filming, so the only access to see an interview will be if you're here.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that has been something that I've been asked.
Yeah, no.
Has it been recorded? Has it been like put on?
There'll be no recording.
Platforms, but it won't be.
Platforms. It's just a ticket only, so the people that paid their money will get the interview. And like you said, it's a fantastic night. DJ, just Celtic fans having a good time and meeting the viewers, meeting people that have watched us and supported us over the time. It's not really about us, it's about seeing Joe Miller, getting to know more about Joe, and just basically any questions you want about know Joe. Obviously, get a photo with Joe as well. I've never met Joe before, so it'll be good to meet him and get a wee photo with him as well. So, looking forward to it and hope to see you all there as well.
I know he loves covering what he loves covering because he rosary beads do a power of shaking about in his
Like I
pocket,
said, Joe,
mate.
about
So
20
I do
times there,
apologise.
so
I know. I do
It's a good
apologise.
one,
Joe.
We still don't know who we're meeting, but I do apologise if he stole a wee bit of your thunder, or even added at the beginning, mate. If you wanted to add on anything at all there.
They'll steal my thunder. You're paying the tenner. Obviously,
a tenner
I
for
know,
each cheese.
I'm not paying a tenner.
but you're getting from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, including the DJ, including Joe Miller. But the best part of the night is you're going to hear Big Al's patter, and that's what you've got to be paying for. That's going to be the life and soul of it.
Please buy tickets, that's all we're saying, because honestly, up until we were doing all right with sales there, you've now said that, I don't know.
That will enhance it, but in all seriousness, it will be a good night. Looking forward to it. It'll be nice to catch up with an ex-Celtic player, and to say we have kind of sold considerably a lot of tickets just now. Hopefully we can sell out the place, and it will be a very good night, and we'll look forward to see any of you guys that are coming. Put the comments if any of you are coming.
Yes, let us know. This is the thing as well, because we were actually chatting before we came on live this morning, and we said we actually think it's been pretty quiet for you guys. All you guys that sit and watches, and you know, you send in nice comments about it being a good show and being this and that. So that's an interesting thing, as Alan says there. Give us some of your feedback, folks. Let us know what you guys are thinking in terms of the night itself, or can you make it along, can you not make it along? Let us know, because I know some of you have purchased tickets. So yeah, it'd be good to hear from more of you in terms of, you know, whether you're coming, you making it along, you want to listen to Alan's patter, you come to look at him in double denim. I don't know. It could be any of the above reasons. He'll have rosary beads with him or not, by the way, because he'll be chomping at the bit.
Anybody watched the half-10 show, listen, come to this, I know if you want. It's the same subscription fee.
I can assure you, there'll be no half-10 show that happening that night, though. I'm telling you, that's not happening. We can't do that. We can't do that to Joe.
After Joe. After Joe comes off. Aye.
Jerry Burns has asked, is there anybody there? Me, Ryan and Alan are here. If that's what you mean. But if you're meaning inside the place, no, there's nobody here. Which is...
Apart from the lovely Lindsay.
Apart from the lovely Lindsay, who always looks after us tenfold when we come in here, which is amazing. Well, we have said to you before, the staff are brilliant in here, so yes, it's just us. I don't know what you would... hospitality, is that what you call that? Is it looking after you? That's part of looking after you, yeah. So, and Jem on the chat as well. She's come straight in today with this question. Obviously, I think we'll kick it off. Francis Lester, wee Graham Souness thinks I'm dressed like a Japanese sniper. Guys in my head, I give me a line of this when he's not playing in that, mate. So, but yeah, it's because we're live. That's why and Jem, you're thinking it's an abrupt start to the day for us. That's the nature of going live. You don't get an intro and you don't get when we're here. So yeah, and Jem, first question in, lads. Why do you think Palma has struggled to get a game this season, having only played 37 minutes in a league game after a promising 2023 campaign in the Scottish Premier League? I'll give that one to you, mate.
His attitude, simple.
I know he got injured as well, didn't he?
Aye, but over and above that, I think even if he was fully fit, I don't think he's got any chance of kind of contributing for the start. By the time he's even struggling at points to kind of make an appearance for the substitute bench. I think his attitude stinks, to be honest. I think he's got lots and lots of talent as a football player. He's technically very gifted, but the effort that he puts in, it's no really, you can see the every other players putting a kind of life on the line, putting in 100% constantly, making sure they're giving their utmost for the club and the team. With Palmer, you don't really see that kind of chasing back. You don't see that intensity, that effort. and for me, I probably think it's likely that Palmer will leave in January. As I say, he is very technically gifted. He did contribute a number of kind of assists and goals last year, but is he the type of player that's going to suit the way that we're playing football going forward with Brendan? I don't think so. We're looking at kind of high intensity, high pressure, and basically you need to be kind of running off your feet to get into the Celtic team. And for me, Palmer hasn't got the attitude for that, and that's why I think he'll probably be replaced in January. I don't know what you guys think.
It's interesting Alan mentions his attitude, Ryan, because we have spoke about things like that as well about him. But in saying that, he did get that injury at Kilmarnock, and then from there, for me, mate, the team just started playing well, and it was a continuation for pre-season into. So again, when the team's flying like that as well, I know he's been on the bench a couple of times and he's not got on, but you know, there's very little you can do, mate. The team's playing that well, and you know, even like say. Boys that are working their socks off, even probably young Yang, he's probably working his socks off behind the scenes. You can see he's good with the lads. He was doing the FIFA advert with the boys with Casper, Schmeichel and that, and they had a laugh, putting them in goals and giving them a wee shot, and you could see the fun they were having. So, you know, he must be decent about the place as well, and he must be working hard with the boys as well to learn a new language and learn what's going on in the culture of the club. But it's hard, mate, when the team are playing so well and you've got the quality of like say Kuhn and Maeda and boys like that in front of you. It's very difficult for Brendan to say, right, I'm going to bring you out today and put you in. So, what's your take on Louis Palmer, mate?
It's very hard when a team is flying like we are for anybody to really get a sniff unless you're in. Maybe the manager's thinking he maybe getting on as a sub. It's very hard for you to get in the team. It's like guys like Nerowski, even Stephen Welsh, you mentioned Yang, even Adam Reeder's not getting maybe minutes right now. He wants as well. I know he started against Ross County, but he's only maybe getting 15-20 minutes off the bench here and there as well. So we've got other guys in the team that will be wanting to play more. But I feel the way that Brendan, I can't remember, it was an interview with an ex-player that was with Brendan a while ago, I can't remember the guy's name, but he says his man management, he makes you feel part of it. Like everybody feels that they're still involved even though you're not playing.
Is that an English boy?
I
Is
don't
it
know
Mills?
Danny
Mills?
Matt Mills.
Matt Mills, I think it might have been.
I was him that said the Gucci belt, wasn't it?
Aye, done the whole thing in Spanish.
I don't know if some of the stuff he says about him was right. I don't know if that was just to put in the podcast. I don't know. So, but I feel that it's very hard for guys when you're playing at the level we're playing at and you're scoring maybe 3 and 4 every game, or you're playing really well and winning games. It's hard for guys to come in out the cold and play in this team because you can train all you want, but see coming in it and playing at that tempo, we can't have passengers. And the game against Falkirk, I thought Palmer was very, very poor. And that's a game where he should be showing up his quality. Listen, don't go and hang in the first
Think there's any fitness worries there? Because he's not played as well?
Maybe aye. I don't want to really, I know what Alan is saying with attitude. I
agree with Alan as well.
I don't want to question that because I don't know Lewis, and I don't know if there's things behind the scenes that's affecting him. I know his dad's now saying that he's coming off social media because I think now he knows at Celtic, listen, you can post what you want, but there's certain things you can post because maybe no us free, but there's fans that will leech on everything that you post. Well, he's posting that. Does that mean he's leaving? Does that mean he's gone? Does that mean he's not happy?
Look at the pounding we gave TikTok Todd, know what I
That's
mean?
what I mean.
So we
So,
can't exactly justify Lewis Palmer doing
me
that,
as
but
a
you're
player,
slagging TikTok
for
Todd.
He
me
deserved it, look at him. Just look at him.
He's doing some of the
I
same
know.
part.
For me as a player, when you're not playing, unless it's maybe a post about your family or your girlfriend, your missus, your kids, don't post about football because some fans are going to leech on. You're not playing, why are you doing that? Why are you
of course, yeah.
But listen, you can post what you want, but it's just...
I think that's what Paul Lambert meant when he said it's a goldfish bowl because everybody can see you.
For me, I just don't think Palmer's good enough, lads, personally.
Just as well to pick up on, I think it was a game last year.
Good enough, as in ability-wise, or
to play
just
with this team every
as...
week, I don't think he's good enough, personally.
Just with last year as well, there was a certain game that he lost the ball, did he track back, and then...
Was it St Mirren by any chance?
That annoyed you, didn't it?
And it got my boy.
Was he smiling as well? He was kind
I
of...
don't know if it was his personality, but he gave a wee wry smile after giving the ball away, and I think every Celtic fan was like, you don't, that's something you certainly don't do.
I'm not saying he's not going to play with Celtic in terms of overall, but I just think every week, in terms of, you've got Kuhn, you've got Maeda, and even James Forrest is outshone and Palmer now. Me personally, his numbers last season were deceiving because I don't think his actual play merited his numbers. People might think, Ryan, that's crazy because he scored these goals and assists. But some of the games, like was it the St Mirren game, his distribution was terrible. He was hitting balls out the park, and I know Maeda does that the odd time, but for me personally, I think if he's not going to get in the team between the now and January, then either look at a loan deal or it's best for him to go, because there's no doubt he's got ability, but there's having the ability to do it every single week at Celtic, and for me it's a different.
Does it remind you kind of Haksabanovic in a certain degree? I'm
I'm just waiting on him going away and getting diamonds for teeth and
so that
dyeing his hair.
that's coming into my head slightly. I'm not saying he's exactly the same kind of player, but the way that he just kind of floats about, he's bobbing about the park like a jellyfish as if nothing matters, know what I mean? So that's the kind of thoughts I'm getting, the comparison between him and Haksabanovic and their social media posts, etc.
Maybe as well, see people's body language, right? Body language can tell you something that's not true, because look at Edouard and the Cham. The French boys are just relaxed, and it doesn't mean they're not trying, that's just the way they are. Now, people said Edouard down tools and he scored over 20 goals that season. Looney Tunes, see if I see one fan saying Edouard down tools, what football are you watching?
They two looked as if they'd been visiting the coffee shops in Tenerife, didn't they? They were
But you can't say that a guy,
sozzled at them,
you can't say in a season where we were terrible as a team, he scored over 20 goals and scored big goals against AC Milan and all that, and he might have no looked that he's gained his all, right? That's maybe something that you can maybe say, but he scored over 20 goals in a season where we were honking. So to say the guy down tools is crazy. Because then you can say the full team down tools, because the full team were terrible.
Yeah.
I think the best we forget about that season.
Yeah, no, 100%. There is other comments coming in, like obviously Jerry Burns wants to know, obviously in the bar, do they have bleach on tap just in case we're ever in here? Celtic.
We'll see about that, Jerry. If we've another
Call it
defeat,
tenants in here.
if another defeat at Dortmund, Jerry, I think I might be buying more domestic.
I was going to add to that and say they don't really do cocktails in here, Jerry, but right, let's get through some of the comments. Good morning, Plunge. Hope you're well, pal. Hope you're alright. Francis Lester has said, no, sorry, I said I would do this the other night before I come to Francis's point. Jerry Burns left a comment in the chat, the dial-in on Monday night, and I can't remember it word for word, but it's along the lines of, if we go to Atalanta and we lose heavily, again the way we did against Borussia Dortmund, the pub will definitely have bleach on tap by then, but no, not only that, but Jerry was wanting to know, is then Brendan going to come under massive pressure along with massive scrutiny? Ryan, I'll start with you with that one.
In terms of the European side, yes, because if he does...
By the way, I hope I've got that kind of near enough right for you, Jerry. If it's
domestic-wise, nobody can question Brendan Rodgers. He's one of the most successful managers to be here. He's probably one of the best ever managers in terms of CV-wise and what he's won and what he's done to beat the club. So to criticise domestically, I think that's wrong. You can't criticise him domestically. I think last year he kind of helped us over the line last year. We've seen it in the Huddle documentary. Some of the team talks and players were saying that the manager helped them over the line, and so the European side tactically and other things he's got to tweak. I don't think Atlanta is maybe as good as Dortmund, but they're still a very, very good team. They won the Europa League last year. They've still got very good players. I know they lost the boy, I think they go to Juventus. The boy Koppelmeyer. I know they lost him. But they're still a good team. They've done well recently. They beat somebody 3 or 4-0 the other day there. So Atlanta will be a tough side to beat. Going to Italy is very, very hard. It's quite a hostile atmosphere at Italy. A lot of the stadiums as well. Celtic will have a lot of fans. It's a tiny wee area. So I think if we go with the same mindset of attacking, listen, we all want to win football games, but you've got to you've got to do it in a way where we don't get another humiliation. If we go to Atlanta and get beat 5 or 6 or even 4-0, really about that score line, he's going to be under pressure with not really the fans, but it'll be in the media as well. There'll be Celtic whipped again, embarrassed again. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. See getting beat 7-1 and 6-1 with the club, it's by another club. It's damaging. It's damaging. It's integral to the club that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't mind getting beat 3-0 or 4-0. I know I've said about 4-0, but see if you've been out and you've tried everything.
He's making predictions already.
No, but like I say to you at the start of the season, right? See if we sign the players that the manager wants, right? I.e. if it's end goals and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And we tweak the formations and we do everything we can to make sure we don't get hammerings, or we do everything we can to try and progress. And it doesn't happen, I'll go, look, what else can we do? But see, until we then do that, then there's going to be questions asked. And for me, it will come under scrutiny if we do get another hammering, because I'm not expecting to win in Atlanta, but I'm expecting us to be competitive and at least try something different. If we go full 3-3 attacking, then for me, unless we get an unlucky performance for Atlanta and they don't perform and we perform at the highest level, I think we're going to get another result with that.
Big fella, you, in terms of that point, Jerry, that on the other night?
I think he would be under pressure by majority of the Celtic fans. I don't think he'd be under pressure in terms of his job with the board, etc. But it's a harsh word, but I'm going to use it. I think the arrogance that Brendan uses when he's going into these games,
It's an ego, isn't it?
he's being arrogant going into these games.
Yeah.
That we can match up with this quality of player. We need to adapt. I've said it a number of times. We really need to adapt. We need to find a way that's going to be kind of semi-successful, whether that be. I think most of the Celtic fans, I know it's maybe a defeatist attitude, but if we come out of that Dortmund game and it was a 2-0 defeat, I think most Celtic fans would be like, right, we're away to Dortmund here. I think that's a fairly decent result. But when you're getting absolutely roasted 7-1, then that's when it shines a different light upon the performance. And I think that whole performance and the result last week, I think that falls upon the manager's doorstep. I think for starters, we should not be setting up like that. Obviously, the players underperformed massively, but the way we set up, I thought was criminal. If we do that again against Atlanta and it turns out a similar type of score, then in my own personal opinion, I'll be very, very frustrated and probably particularly angry
It's similar.
that setting up like that, we shouldn't be.
It's similar with Steve Clarke with Scotland right now. We know that in terms of to qualify for obviously the Euros there, right, the last game, we had to go with attacking, we had to go out and try and do something, right? And he stuck with the defensive system and he gets slaughtered for it.
So there's somewhere in between, that's where we're saying, somewhere between what Brendan's saying and what Steve Clarke's saying, see if we could do something in the middle there. I think it's a happy middle ground.
What's your opinions, Jing? He'll be under pressure. No, I get it. Nothing to do with his job, but do you think he'll be under pressure in terms of the European side that if that happens again?
Well, I think that's only obvious. I mean, the pressure comes from within because he sets a high bar for himself as a manager. The way he handles himself, I think he's... People can say what they want, you know, people call it arrogance, whatever. I think he's just confident as a manager, you know, he's confident in his own ability to try and deliver the best he can. I think a bit of it now is going to fall to the players also, as well as a manager, because I don't see him changing. I think he'll... I know, and I don't see him changing it. I don't see him changing it. Because...
Where's the bleach?
Right, time up your basement for that game, please, eh?
No, I just don't see him. I don't see how he changes because the way he sets him up, the way he wants him to play. And I think somewhere deep down inside Brendan, he thinks deep down that this team is going to improve together as a collective and as a group. I think the players need to do a bit more, especially on the night. They need to have confidence to be able to take the ball and look up and play freely rather than look like rabbits in the headlights. Brendan can't get out there and do that for them. He can only do so much for them, especially in theory and everything else. But to then them getting out onto the park, they need to be the ones that are doing it physically and going there and making a difference. So In terms of pressure, I think the pressure comes anyway because he's a Celtic manager. But I do know what you lads are meaning. If we get beat heavily again, he's going to be under pressure with the Celtic fans. I think the fans will then have a bit to say in terms of, right, Brendan, that's 2 in a row. Come on, man. What we do? And I think things will snowball for there. And I also think, like the media here, all the pundits, the commentator, the whole team that are here, I do think they'll put him under pressure as well. And then he'll be asked more questions, and he'll probably find that it's like a repetitive process as well. He's having to answer all the same questions and stuff. So
before I make this comment, obviously we want to get into this Atlanta game looking for a result, even if that be a draw. But for you guys, see if we come out of that game and it was a 2-0 defeat, I'm not going to say happy, but would you be satisfied that we've not been scaled?
Leathered. I probably would.
I'd be satisfied that we've competed.
We obviously want to win the game and draw, but
I'd be satisfied that we've competed. We've actually been in the game, because 2-0 can be a tight game, depending on when you score and how you score the goals. As long as we're competitive and we show a better Celtic, then as long as you're not getting hammered, listen, you don't want to get beat. But realistically, say going to Atlanta and get beat 2-0, is that a 1-0? Is
it's
that,
not embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. Because Atlanta beat teams in the league 4-5.
There's been some in the comments like Leverkusen drawing with Arsenal, so Europa League winners.
I'm not thinking about going there and getting beat. But I do believe that as long as we're competitive, we just want us to have a positive performance against these big teams, because I know
you want to keep a bit of pride as well. We're the laughing stock. I kind of down south are saying, oh, so with Celtic 7-1 against Dortmund. We want to keep a wee bit of pride that we are not getting these kind of massive results against us that we're just getting slaughtered about. Oh, it's always Celtic that are doing that. Let's have a bit of pride about our game and a bit of pride about our results.
Next question, Francis Lester's put it in. He said, what about the friendly boys? Who do you think will get a chance to show out to Brendan, as he's obviously taking the game?
It'll be interesting to see. We were speaking about it earlier. I think it will be all the kind of youth players and fringe players you probably will see. It will be interesting to see the starting lineup, but it will be kind of just a friendly game, obviously. So you're just looking for these guys that have maybe not had as many minutes as possible. They might come in and kind of work themselves up. You might see some minutes for guys like Luke McCowan or such. You might see him coming in and kind of building up on that. I don't know if that's Yang, as you said earlier, JP.
Sinisalo might play.
Yeah, definitely. So it will be interesting to see. I think there was another comment about is it on TV? I think we looked up earlier. It's on an Irish channel.
It's on
Boy TV.
Celtic
TV.
It's on Celtic TV as well.
Is it on
it's on Celtic TV as well.
Is that? So I think we will be able to see that tonight. So I'll be interested to see what
but you must
lineup
subscribe. We don't do any of the dodgy boxes and stuff.
I know.
We pay a subscription to Celtic.
Aye, but you can't get that here, so we need to fly to Paris after this.
That's right.
So we need to fly outside the UK so we can watch it on Celtic TV. Aye, so we're going to be eating snails and wearing wee daft hats and rolling about with baguettes and all that. So we can watch Celtic TV.
We're going to Moulin Rouge, my half-10 show tonight.
Aye.
Is that what we're going?
That's what we're going.
Brilliant. Can't wait for that. By the way, we're no for MDS. No, we're no vlogging it.
The half-10 show will be us dangling from the Eiffel Tower.
Depending on how many snails he eats, there might be something dangling off him.
Jesus, man.
Aye, oh well.
We can't cut this out, we're live.
No, we're live. I don't like cut it. I thought that was quite a good one for me.
Alrighty
then.
I seen one thing.
There's quite a lot of comments coming in, guys, and it's different from our usual platform. We're not able to just click on it and put it up on the screen for you, so I do apologise. We are working our way through. Morning, lads. Nick Conley. Good morning, Nick. Hope you're well, pal. He says, more a question for Europe here. Do you think we need a better player playing defensive midfield rather than Cal Mack? Personally, don't think DM is Cal Mack's, it's his forte against like the better teams. Ryan, I'll put that one to you first.
I'm probably going to agree with him. I think Cal McGregor's not a defensive mid. I wouldn't say he's a flying attack mid either. I think he's more. I think he's better. He is better going forward.
I thought you were going to say Brian Lamont, not a grass.
Brian Lamont, not a grass. Aye. I feel yes. I think we missed the boat in the summer that we were crying out for a defensive mid. Engels isn't that. Hatate's no that. McGregor's no that. The only one you maybe say could have done the job as a Wata, but is he good enough to play at that level? Who knows? He's away now to Birmingham, so I think definitely for, depending how we go on in this group stage, if this league, if we do qualify, I think January, you need to try and get a defensive mid to maybe help you in the next playoff rounds, or if you go right in that, is depending how well we do. I agree with Nick in terms of McGregor. I don't think he gives them much protection. I think he's better going forward. I think we've seen the goals he scored recently. I think the passes he does through the lines, I think he's better going forward. So I think Nick's probably right. I think if we're going to play that way, then as much as we've not got defensive mids, you would maybe need to go 2 defensive mids. If it's Hatate, Bernardo, whoever it is, I know they're not defensive mids, but you will need to tweak somehow. If it means putting 2 defensive mids in front of your back four, then you need to do it whoever they are. So I'd probably say maybe we'd need to look at buying a defensive mid, and I don't want to say somebody at 19, 20, somebody experienced, somebody that's been about, and I know that's going to cost money, but they've kind of set the standards now by signing guys like Engels and There's going to be one of them, the fans are going to expect maybe one a season doing it. Possibly, what do you think of that?
Obviously, I'll let Alan come on.
I think every transfer window that comes up, every Celtic fan's crying out for that kind of Victor Wanyama replacement.
They're dying out the game though, aren't they, these kind of guys?
That's what everybody seems to mention.
Diamandi, he was $4.5 million. This build the team around him, destroy it.
You mean get a game of Kirby where you want to know, man?
What was that other guy's name? What was that that played with us again? Malumbu. Get hold of him.
Aye.
Jesus.
Let's see what he's doing for the Atalanta game.
He came on against Leipzig and nearly cost us the game. I was like, every time he touched the ball, it was like,
But for these kind of games, obviously Brendan's the top class coach, but in my opinion, I'd be looking at we're playing 2 sixes, playing the double pivot to try and kind of frustrate the other team's midfield, try and stop them from playing, so that they can't score 7 goals against us. That would be a benefit, first of all. But yeah, I can see where people are getting it from Cal McGregor as a kind of number 8 or number 6. I think as he's growing, as he's getting older, I think he's more adjusting to the kind of number 6, and you've seen that kind of all over the place with players like kind of Wayne Rooney that come back to that position as well. Ryan Giggs, I think, as well. As players got older, they maybe Scott Brown.
No.
So you're looking as players kind of go with age. They've still got the football and brain, but they've maybe not got the energy and the pace to kind of bomb forward as much as they possibly can. That's no doubt that being Cal McGregor. He's still a fairly young age. But yeah, I could see us maybe bringing in a more defensive-minded midfielder. But at the same time, that would probably be specifically for Europe, because would we really play a kind of that deep-lying defensive midfielder domestically? I'm not sure so much.
But just take grips of the games and domestically, you get 1 or 2 controls and you just go for it.
I think it's paramount in the next game that we do play kind of 2 deep-lying 6, the double pivot as it's called. And we make sure we try and kind of pack the midfield and frustrate the other team as much as possible. But as we've spoken about, Atalanta are a top level side. It's going to be very difficult for us to kind of get anything for that game. And if we did get in for that game, it would be a huge result and kind of a massive result, and very good for Celtic going forward.
Yeah, I think we need to. I potentially would like to see us change to a 4-2-3-1 in there, or 3-5-2 in Europe, and you would play Alistair Johnston and
with 3 centre mids.
Valle, and a wee bit higher. And you could either put Maeda through the middle, take him out, put Ida in, or, you know, change that about there. But you would need to sacrifice either Maeda at one side or Kuhn on the other. But Maeda's work rate for me would win that. Oh, I know Kuhn's quality, right? But if you're going to trial that, then for me, Kuhn needs to come out and you would push Hatate over towards the side. Because Hatate then can float into the pitch as well when you're playing with that extra. It's like an extra controller really when you've got it in there. But you've still got Maeda's work rate, whether he's coming for the top or over to the side. But Maeda's got this thing as well, even when he plays up through the middle. When you watched him, when he scored these couple of goals against Hibs, he drifts over to the left. Because again, it's muscle memory just kicking in. So for me, that's the way I would like to see set up. Or you go 4-2-3-1 and you use the two controllers. But one of them's got to be Callum, the other one's got to be someone a wee bit more robust and stronger.
Bernardo's the only player you would probably associate.
You could put him in there now, or you could even use Engels there.
Would they use McKibben?
No, again, he's similar to
somebody with a
McGregor.
bit
You
of
want somebody with a bit of physicality.
And I
See,
think
this is where I
Ronaldo's
think,
the
right,
only
I know a lot of Celtic
option.
fans were asking why we let him go. This is where I think Awata would come in handy. But Awata seems to be playing further forward for Birmingham because he's getting on the score sheet. Yeah. So, it's a bit of a tough one, mate, because Celtic play, you know, they play an attacking brand of football. When Celtic have got the ball, they attack in a 4-3-3 formation. When they don't have the ball, they attack in it's like a 4-3-2-1 essentially when they drop in and you see it. But then I've also seen them drop into like a 4-4-1-1 when they do that as well. Because then they use you saw it against St Johnstone. Bernardo was one, Kyogo was higher, and he played the ball straight to him, and then we attacked. Aye. And then the rest of the team got up. And that's where the fitness, the speed, everything comes into play there. So for me, but the big, hard, like muscle guys like Wanyama and guys like Scott Brown, and it seems to be a dying art in the football now. It seems to be. I do understand what people are saying, because you know somebody could easily come back at me and say, well, look at Emre Can in the Dortmund game, JP. He's got that physicality. But Emre Can was, you know, he's been that size for quite a long time. A lot of guys you can't just naturally, progressively become that size, you know. He's been that size for a long time since Liverpool's always been a big lad. So for me, it's a bit of a hard one. But I would like to see us change if we do change. But necessarily, see when you change, you don't necessarily, you're dropping into a defensive, you know, becoming a defensive side. When you change, you can attack in 2-3 different ways. But I think a 4-2-3-1 would help us to get a hold of the ball in Europe especially, or a 3-5-2, because when you've got that midfield, and then you could either play, like you've said, McCown there, you could either play Engels, McGregor and Bernardo and have Hatate over on the side. And then McGregor likes to roam forward, so he would then roam and link with Hatate. On the other side, you've probably got Bernardo drifting out to the left, or Engels even drifting out and coming, and the other one going through the centre. So there's plenty of options there.
See the thing that kind of was a wee bit, no worrying, but see even in transitions when we were going for attack to defensive, we were all over the place. There was no shape, and it was like they've just like
the gaps are like Grand Canyon between the midfield.
It was just so I get what you're saying there. If you set up in the 4-2-3-1 and then you're going up, you're being defensive when they're attacking, because you're set up in a shape where, right, we'll stick here, defend, but then as soon as you attack, you can then go into your 4-3-3, but then as soon as you defend, you've got the discipline to go back into that formation.
But bearing in mind, when you set up in the net, if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, if your two then go over the halfway line, your defence is only coming into your mid-six position.
Because what was worrying about me with Trusty and Scales was against Dortmund was, there was times where Scales, now bear in mind the bat's there, he's running to there and he's neighbour. Trusty was doing the same, and it was like there was
no cohesion.
No, it was just they were running towards.
There wasn't any talk.
It was like they were running towards the ball, chasing the ball. Now, you're always told when you're younger, don't chase the ball. Like, don't
That
just
game,
run
we
and
just
chase
looked
it.
as
You know
if
what I
we
mean?
were playing where it's at.
What happened to Tommy Gravison?
Tommy, no, I'll do what I want.
That game just looked as if we were playing exactly the same way we'd play against the likes of St Johnstone.
You can't do that. You
Didn't
can't
look
do that.
different.
Yeah.
It didn't look different at all, and I think we need, whether it might not be a formation change, but we need a significant kind of tactical change going into this next game, because it is going to be kind of as difficult a task as probably Dortmund was away. I'd probably say Atalanta are at a similar kind of level of club and a similar level of difficulty. So it is going to be very difficult for us to kind of pick anything up. And I would love to see kind of Brendan make sure that he changes things kind of tactically, because if we don't, we could be in for another kind of very, very difficult, hard night to watch, and one that we might be kind of crying under our covers a bit.
Yeah, no, listen, I totally understand your point. Plunge has asked us, what do we think about the Celtic knocking back this Premier Sports thing? Ryan, I'll start with you, mate.
I'm absolutely fine with it. Just because Aberdeen now are doing well, that they obviously want to put the game live.
I'm glad I know, because I think the live event would be cancelled.
And obviously it's going to be Premier Sports, it's going to be, it'd have been a 5 o'clock, half 5 or 8 o'clock kick-off, and it'd have been it would have been no really fair on the fans either.
Yeah.
They already select their games before the season is about to start. You can't then just go, oh, Aberdeen's doing well, Celtic's unbeaten, the two men are unbeaten for the season. Let's just go and put them on TV. Let's get the TV rights and get us more people.
Yeah.
That's not how things work. I get it's more money for us. We shouldn't be knocking back more money for the Scottish game. But when was the last time we've had one 3 o'clock kick-off, I think, this season? Again, it's not fair on the fans having to then put to half 5 or 8 o'clock or half 12 all the time. Aberdeen fans as well, they're going to be travelling. So I think Celtic are quite right in their stance by it, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm just going to be quite quick with this. I think Celtic are quite within their rights to knock that back, because, like Ryan says there, Alan, I think Aberdeen they're doing well, and the only reason Premier Sports are trying to do it is because Aberdeen I think they're trying to make this a big clash, and it's like top of the table clash kind of thing. And I mean, people can look at that if they want, but I know the Aberdeen fans a wee bit of tongue in cheek with them at the weekend saying we're going to win the league, etc. But I'm afraid when they come to play us, they'll find out that we're a different test for them compared to the rest of the division and the rest of the league. Because what we would call our biggest rivals and our biggest challengers weren't even able to lay a glove on us. Is that the right word? Glove? Aye. Weren't able to lose a fingernail, try to chase us, and aye, definitely. But I think I'm totally fine, mate. It doesn't bother me.
I'm going to be different. Does that usually happen? I'm usually going to be controversial, but I see exactly where you're coming from. I think there's two sides to every story, but we've actually had podcasts last year, and we were discussing the fact of the kind of finance and the TV money coming into Scottish football. Now, I fully agree that at this late stage for Premier Sports to start kind of changing games about, that's maybe unfair. But is Scottish football at a level just now that we as a nation, maybe Celtic can, but we as a nation in the league, can we reject kind of finance coming into our game? We're in that bad a place. You've seen how bad the kind of TV deal is for Sky over a 5-year period. It's absolutely awful. The Swedish league's better than us, the Norwegian league, most of the leagues in Europe are far better. Are getting far better TV deals than the Scottish league. And we need to take advantage of any kind of potential finance possible so that the league grows. It's not just about Celtic. Celtic are financially well off, but so that the other teams in the league grow, and it gives us a better kind of sense of competition. It means that the other teams are possibly doing that touch better in Europe as well. You've seen that it was kind of Kilmarnock, St Mirren that were immediately basically put out of Europe. So Aye, it's a hard one, but I think coming up to the new season next year, we're going to need to look at kind of TV. Well, we can take advantage of TV deals. I see where people's coming from that we can't change kind of directly because Aberdeen are doing well, and Celtic may well be right in that and on that behalf. But for me, we're not really in a position for the league to kind of knock back money, whereas Celtic are cash rich, but we want as much money and as much financial input coming into this league as possible to try and improve everything, to try and improve the kind of grassroots, to try and improve the players that the other teams have got, to try and improve the infrastructure. So I think long term we're going to need to look at kind of deals like this to move forward. But obviously in the short term it's just been kind of put upon us, surprise upon us for us to change kind of short term. So, but for me long term this is definitely something that we need to look to.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that point of it as well. Like, you know, I can see others in terms of looking at the aspect of the league, what benefits the league as a whole, rather than just the Celtic thing here. But is it because Celtic are cash rich, Ryan? Do you think Celtic have just went, no, it doesn't bother us?
Maybe. I just think maybe it's a principle that they've already picked the games. I think Celtic may be looking after the fans as well, because it's going to, if it's Premier Sports, it'll be put to maybe, put it this way, maybe 3 o'clock.
Did you phone Brendan and say we've got a live event that night? Is that what you say? You phone him and reject that?
Aye, say no, Brendan. No, but it'll either be put to 12:30 or 5:30 or something like 8 o'clock, and they can't keep messing the fans. I mean, if people have already got plans, might have planned before the game, after the game, 3 o'clock kick-off, right, do this with the kids, or do this with your family, you've maybe got an event, you've got other nights out to go to. Can't do it, it's on change the TV, kick-off time to 5:30. That's no fair on, it's not for the players either.
Aye.
Aberdeen players as well, they're fans, so the games are picked beforehand. You can't just decide. It's totally different if it was like this was the end of the season and it was a proper top of the league clash where whoever won the league. Aye, fair enough. It's going to drum interest for the fans. It'll drum interest for their TV rates. It might put more money and more views to Scottish football. That's fine. But not in October when the league's neighbour near finished. And they've just decided, you know what, Celtic and Aberdeen are doing well. Let's put it on TV. I think Premier Sports have went opportunity. More TV rights, more viewers for us, let's get it on TV. Do you really think they're doing this for Celtic and Aberdeen's benefit and the league benefit? No. I get what you're saying, no, we shouldn't be
We're not a place to knock it back as a league.
But Celtic have every right to say no.
Well, Francis Leicester's just made a comment and he says, I think that is the case. We don't need 750 grand and the fans are more important.
Celtic don't need that, but I think the league need that. But the league...
But it's no benefit in the league, is it? If it goes to the 2 teams that were playing that day, it's not going to go to the league as a whole.
Aye, but we're talking about introducing more games as well.
Yeah, but
so
what is
it's an extra
what is
20
it they've got on? Is it 20 games or
aye,
20 something games?
Is it it's only 5 or 6 a season they can put at home in the league, innit? Celtic can only have 5 games at home.
4.
Live, 5-4.
Kaiser's in today. How you doing, Kaiser? Hope you're well, pal.
I don't know if
He
it's
says,
changed
respect
the
the fans are paying customers in the stands and they take priority. So, I agree with that, because I'm one of them. So, I wouldn't like to be...
There is, but you need to take yourself away from that and look for the good of Scottish football as well. So you would, if you knew it was going to be a better product that you were going to be watching, then you would maybe take the hat and say, oh, I'll go to the football a couple of hours later. I'll take obscure timings, etc. If it was going to be for the good of Scottish football, I would say personally,
But for
that
me,
would be the best option.
I think Premier Sports are looking out for themselves here.
Well, they will do.
Yeah.
They're business, obviously.
They're no caring about Scottish football here. They're putting it in because they know that it's going to be an enticing game because of how the 2 teams are doing. It's going to have all the eyes. Scottish football's going to look at this game. It's probably the only game that's going to have the most viewers, the most interest, and therefore, big chance here to get Premier Sports out there to show the football. And for me, I've got every... I stand with Celtic in this. I don't stand with Celtic often when it comes to doing things for the fans, and obviously Laurie strips are getting sold and all this and pay for subscriptions, but for this I will agree with Celtic that I think they've done the right thing.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think so. I hope we manage to go on in a bit wider and clear that up for you. while we were doing. I was looking at your phone there and somebody wee apps at you play a bit with at night time when I'm pinging through, man. What's going on? See some of the messages and that are pinging
Because
through.
it's hump day.
It's hump day.
Subscribers think it's early. No, it's still 10:30. It's not.
Days a favour, we're
Who's
nearly
Sam
finished.
Sam
I know.
Who is Sam?
Sam.
What is he wearing there?
Who's Sam Wardrobe?
Uh,
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's Caitlyn Jenner?
Jesus, man. Oh, no. Chris, come back.
Megan Fox, who's that?
Oh, that's the right one.
Is that the wrong one?
Michael Fox.
Oh, is that Michael? Is that I
Jesus,
thought
I
that
didn't even
says?
mean it that way.
Aye.
Michael Fish is telling us the Hurricanes.
I think that's what it was, Alan. It wasn't Megan. I think that was Michael, and I've just misread that there.
Fox, man.
Anyway, do us a favour. Stop swiping right now because we're nearly done, and he'll be with you as soon as. Francis has said, forget the rest. I want to go and watch my team at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Premier Sports. Don't give a flying doot, beep about Scotland or Celtic. I don't think any of the TV deals do. They've obviously got a business to run as well, Francis. I think they've got their own agendas and their own priorities in order to showcase our game. Not just our game, but obviously other games as well. But I do agree with you, mate. I think they do have other agendas that are more important to them. And our league isn't looked at as an important league for Sky and these kind of companies. And again, you could look at that deal in isolation itself as well and say, are we getting the best for, what you're saying in terms of Scottish football? And I would say no, personally, without divulging into it just now, because I don't think we are. And I don't think a lot of people take our game seriously,
You don't?
They don't, no.
You ever seen that Indian game on the telly called Kabaddi? It's like an Indian tig.
I've heard it, I've heard it, aye.
Kabaddi. They probably get more money in the Scottish League.
I dare you to
playing
stand
kabaddi.
outside a kebab shop or something
Go
like that.
kabaddi.
Every time somebody can go kabaddi and run away.
It's like an Indian tig and they run about going Kabaddi to each other. Kabaddi.
There you go. He just started a new trend for his on now.
I do agree with what you're saying there and Francis is saying, and I do get Alan's points, but for me, I think it's all down to Premier Sports. If you see an opportunity to put on their channel to get more TV rights and more publicity for Premier Sports, they're not putting this game on for Scottish football, because if they had any incline of making it better for Scottish football, they'd have put that in already as part of their game to put in. So they've picked their games already. Unless something like this, I don't think it will, does happen at the end of the season, and then they want their fans to showcase the game, then listen, by all means, fair enough. But no, we've been out October and they've only done it to really suit themselves.
Yeah. Just to answer your question there, Plunge, regarding the Celtic board, mate. Celtic won't be changing their mind on that stance. The game's a week on Saturday. They've already put that in preparation. They won't be changing their mind in order for us to phone Joe Miller and say, right, Joe, we don't need you that night, because that will not be happening. We will be needing Joe, because Joe's a massive part of what we're trying to do. And obviously he's coming, we're coming.
Kaiser, I thought you were coming, mate. You got your ticket yet? Come on, we need to drum this up.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, because I'm sure I've seen one or two of your comments saying that you were coming along and you were going to make it. So you've went a bit quiet on that front, Kaiser. What's happening?
We'll get a game of Kabaddi, mate.
Kaiser says he doesn't have his ticket, but he will buy it now. It's payday. So it's payday for us as well then, because you'll be giving us a tenner, is that right? Or if you're coming...
£3
by the way, I do apologise if I'm just assuming there that you were coming on your Todd. You might be bringing a +1, a +2.
You pay £20 for that, Kaiser.
Aye, for your last comment there, Kaiser, that'll be 20 quid, mate. And
That's for a spare jar, Kaiser.
well, you better bring change for that as well, because they don't take notes. There's no bits to put your card in. By the way, what about the machines? With the bins, you're out with the bins, the supermarkets, and I can't say to my boy anymore, I have no change for that anymore. He's like, it's alright to take card. They actually take your debit
that one
card.
that Manky Frankie had in his house. Where'd you get that? Maryhill Shopping Centre?
Maryhill Shopping Centre. You got to Maryhill, it's not there now. It's just, but no, they actually take care. They take your card. I think that's shocking. Obviously, no come to more of the comments just now. I'm more. I'm want to chat about the lads going to international duty. Obviously, we've got Austin Trusties away with America. Now we know that Alistair Johnson's been left out of the Canada squad. We know that
Maida and Hatati's away.
Maida and Hatati's away. This is the thing I was wanting to talk about. What's your thoughts, lads, on the Hatati travelling and doing about 8,000 miles in a trip, and the last time we never get any minutes? Should that be happening?
It's Hatati's choice, isn't it? He's the only one that can reject that. If you're getting called up to your country, it's a necessity that you need to go with it. So Hatati's obviously, he really wants to kind of spend the time trying to play for his country, so that's his choice. I know the
boys are quite big on that as well.
If he's not going to get any minutes, then I do agree with you. I think it's kind of pointless to make that kind of level of travel around the world. It's not doing anybody any use. But as I say, it's international football, and it's obviously a massive privilege for any kind of player to make an international caliber appearance. So you can't begrudge them that going away with their country, because obviously they'll feel massively proud for playing or even being in a squad for their country.
Yeah. Ryan, your thoughts, mate?
Obviously, they're big on their culture, aren't they? They like going to their national team, and playing with their national team's a privilege. And they enjoy going, and obviously for him it must be hard travelling maybe there and maybe not playing or getting the game time he wants. But I think if he had any questions about going, I think they would maybe say to the manager, look, if I'm not going to be playing or I'm not going to be a part of it, then don't pick me. They'll probably have conversations, but I think they're proud to be a part of their national team. And I know we Kyogo's only picked again. It's just Maeda and Hatati. So I think Maeda's quite in the team. I think he plays a lot. Hatati's in and out, but they have got a good team, Japan, in terms of midfield as well. So listen, I just think people obviously just like going abroad, or they like going with their national teams. Obviously, we spoke to Barry Bannon a lot on here, and he used to just go because even though sometimes he was picked in the squad, or he maybe was injured, or he still went because guys just love going to the international scene, and they love going with the boys and the manager, and maybe that's the case. He maybe just likes going to the international break, maybe he just likes going with the team, and he's got a good rapport with the manager and the squad. And
Didn't he play high up Kabaddi either?
Aye.
With Dyson, imagine Dyson playing Kabaddi.
I just think he just likes going with him, maybe it's the pride thing. He wants to maybe go with him, and maybe for travelling there and not getting a game is no ideal, but I just think maybe they just like going there, and it's a privilege thing, it's a pride thing for them.
I know, who'd know what to go to Glasgow for a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? People actually leave Glasgow to go to Blackpool. No. That's like...
Aye, it's just Blackpool's like Glasgow with eliminations in it, really. That's all Blackpool has became now. Every time you get to Blackpool, you bump into 4 or 5 people you know. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up because obviously it did annoy me the last time when he went away and he wasn't used. And then you could see when he came back, I felt he was just a wee bit sluggish because he hadn't kept playing. But obviously you've got Bernardo's here with the Portuguese again.
Aye.
And then you've got your big mate, Big Liam, and Big Ginger Maldini's away with Ireland. And
Ida away with Ireland, didn't
Big Ida. That McGregor's retired for international duty. He's injured. Carter Vickers has been there. He's away. He turned up because there was a Celtic fan waiting to get a photo with him yesterday. I seen that on social media. He's away with Belgium.
Sal's away with Finland as well.
Yeah.
Quad.
He's away with South Korea, so he is. Quon. He's done very well with Hibs, by the way, as well.
there's probably guys with leaving, there might be some youth guys away as well, from their youth as well. So,
Yeah. Well, Bernardo will be one of them,
Bernardo,
obviously.
So, there's a few guys away, I know, hopefully they can get game time and they can come back injury free as well, because that's what we don't want. We had it with Tom Rogic all the time, he went away and he came back injured, or Lafarge couldn't really play the full game the next time. So hopefully we don't get that. Because between now and December, well, a lot of games, and we need our main players fit, I would say.
Yeah,
Definitely.
100%, mate. Plunge is asking when the Scotland game is and what channel it's on.
Saturday.
It's at 5 o'clock we play Croatia, Plunge, and I think it's on Premier Sports, is it?
Nope, not on the telly. Nobody's took up the right.
Is it not on the TV?
Nope. There's Viaplays, they pulled out.
I don't know, it's Premier again, isn't it? It's
Because
not Viaplay now.
ITV took the last two. But
That's
as
right,
up
yeah.
to yet, nobody's made any offer to take the game, so it will be a TV blackout as it stands just now.
There you go. That's why he's here.
And I look good.
No, there you go, Plunge. That's why it's not been advertised, because obviously there's going to be a blackout as it stands, you know. You're used to one of them, aren't you? You like you kind of don't put any money in your meter for a wee while, and half time show looks really good then. And your house normally no nights you've hold on to that rope, we're going to lose you.
Listen, there's rope shoes for other things in my house, but we'll leave that to half 10. We'll leave that to another time.
Last time I was in, there was footage of Danny Rowe on your hole.
Danny Rowe, he's knee high boots.
He's knee high boots. Stalling me a photo, cuddling Barry Bannon.
You have just received £10, right?
Well done.
Cheers, Kaiser.
Thank you, Kaiser. I'm
sure that is Kaiser, I didn't see the...
Well, we never actually saw the name.
They didn't come up with a name.
But we're assuming it's from yourself,
So, Kaiser,
Kaiser.
if you want to put a wee note in to make sure that is you.
He probably has, and we just didn't see
We
it.
haven't seen it.
We've just not seen it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
No, exactly, that's what we've got to say there.
No pictures didn't happen.
The pictures didn't happen. If there's no videos, it didn't happen, as we keep saying.
Anything else, lads?
Yes,
There you go, legends. Flying Solo, put my name on it. I'm going through the comments. It's just some comments there's folk just speaking to one another. Quite a charming bunch, this lot, aren't they? They like chatting with each other, but we're asking them for questions, and we've only had, what's that, 3 we've managed to get through, 4. I think so. I think we have, yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Also flies me flying a cloak at somebody as well.
Also flies me flying a plane.
No one has mine dad's house, but his mum and dad's house, man, it was the same time for about 4 months.
I know. It's still no fixed, actually.
That time was right twice a day, so once in the morning, once at night. But yeah, we've done that, Palmer. We Kaiser, we covered Palmer at the very beginning. That was a question from Anne Jem actually, asking why Palmer wasn't in the team. Francis, nice try, mate, but I'm not falling into that one. No, mate. It's a wee bit later on in the day. If it was earlier in the morning, I might have fell into that. Kenny McArdle, quite possibly, mate. Yeah, on especially January, as we go. But well, that will remain to see. He's going to need to change drastically and sharpish if he's going to remain in the manager's plans. But
It's a belter, but...
that's last season for me. That's last season for me. And he's not.
I did say I thought Quan would have been good, but listen, it's not turned out as
Who?
well as Quan.
Quan.
He looked at
I thought Bosilao would have got into the team this year.
I know.
So,
Everybody's everybody's entitled to.
I didn't say it's squad, I said...
Listen, listen.
We get 3 million for him, so he must have been half decent.
That's one thing before we end. I think a lot of... We can't, us as fans, we can only comment on something that happens at a point in time. We can say the now that Adam Meader's never knew Kyogo, he's not going to play, McKibben might not play as much as we think, but see in 6 months' time, things happen. We cannot predict the future. We can't say that in 6 months' time, Vi won't be playing every week, or Wilson,
Well, Anne James actually asked ages ago, but I've scrolled by it, which I didn't mean to do, so I do apologise, Anne James.
32 times.
Yeah, that's what that was there. That was somebody's house brick, yeah. Back to the jungle, Francis, you're right, mate. Yeah, back to the jungle. Anjem was asking, should Tom and Johnson, I'm assuming that Anjem means Mikey Johnson, but Mikey Johnson's no longer with Celtic. He's gone. He's away to West Brom permanently, and he left in the summer there. But Thiago Holm, obviously, should he also be shown the door, similar to Lewis Palmer?
A loan deal for him would be best, because he's obviously got some sort of ability. We've seen it in bits and bobs. Is it good enough for Celtic longer term? Who knows? Brendan's obviously told me he's got to change a few things. It's not looking good for him because he's not been in many squads. He's also took it to the European team, which is no good. If you're not in a European squad, you're kind of in the bomb squad, aren't you? You're basically no fancied at all. So I think a loan move in January, either in Scotland or abroad, maybe somewhere like Mickey Johnson done, and maybe back to his old team, Valerenga, see how that turns out. But I think a loan move and then we'll see for there. But it's no looking good for so far in terms of playing like Desert Yang, Palmer, Holm, even the Norowski as it stands now, Stephen Welsh again, no one many squads recently. So I think they're guys that will need to get some sort of game time. If they don't, then we'll need to look at their careers going forward.
100%. Yeah, I agree. I think obviously a loan deal for Thiago Holm would be more beneficial for the lad because he's hardly played any football at all. And let's see where that goes from there.
I think Holmes doing a smashing job. I seen him last time. I seen him. He was behind the counter, printing numbers and the names on the back of the tarts.
You've told me about that. That's right.
Superstore. So
Liam Shaw was with him, but he's now moved to Fleetwood, hasn't he? So.
By the way, that and Ori, no seen in the training videos, no seen at all, and then it news
he
about Fleetwood.
But he must have been released before the end of the transfer window because you can't sign for another, or you can't play for another club.
There was, I don't know when it ended.
So when was he released?
There was a loan, I don't know if it ended the start of October, but there was a loan, you still sign loan players in South to a certain capacity.
But he's left as a free agent, so I don't know when he's been released. So you can't
must have got released
this summer.
I know more.
It's just not been.
I know more than finishing, right? But see, for me personally, I think it's one thing about the club is the communication. Now, McCarthy's obviously been released, right? And we've not been told. Liam Shaw was obviously released, not been told. Surely they've got to be said. Now, as much as McCarthy might have not been a superstar or Liam Shaw, surely they should be told, listen, thanks for your efforts, you've been released, the fans have now know all the best. Surely it's a bit, me personally, being shown the back door and not been publicised and been released, I think that's pretty poor.
That's what it is. It's just one of the things.
I think it's pretty poor for the club, and I think as much as they might not have been superstars, they're still.
Kaiser's just said there that free agents can sign any time with the window or not.
No, they can sign any time, but at that point, Liam Shaw would still be a Celtic player, so would they be a free agent? So Kaiser would have had to be released before the transfer window.
So he's obviously been released then, and maybe not told about it.
So that's how.
Probably.
See the last.
Same with McCarthy. McCarthy's probably not there either.
See the last day of transfer window, you see a lot of players asked to be released so that they can sign any time they want in future.
Yes.
So, but they need to be released before the transfer window closes because at that point they would still be a Celtic player.
Because there's been nothing official for the club about they two being released, which I think is odd. It's different if it's a young player who's 16, his contract finished and he's away, but for guys that have played the first, listen, I know McCarthy might have not been everybody's cup of tea, but he contributed to Darwin Treble. He was still part of that squad. He was part of the Andrews team. He came in. I think he played 16 odd games his first season. Him and Shaw played in the Real Betis game. They've still done something. Might have not been everybody's cup of tea fans' favourites, but McCarthy did do something for the team. If it wasn't for him in that game against St Johnstone as well, that game was going to a defeat or nothing or 1-8. So maybe I think players should be applauded for any effort they put to the club. If it's one game.
Plunge is bringing McCarthy as his guest for our live night. He said. But it'd be good to meet James again. I met him once before.
Paul McCarthy done that for Celtic.
Aye. Paul McCartney.
Aye.
Paul McCarthy.
Benny McCarthy.
Mick McCarthy.
Oh, mind that. You like that?
Aye. But No, listen, thanks very much for taking the time with us today, folks, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for those who asked their questions. Thanks to Kaiser for donating his tenner. And
Great chat.
good
Really
chat, lads,
enjoyable.
yeah. Thanks to you boys as well. Yeah,
Really enjoyed it.
yeah, me too. And above all else, enjoy the rest of your week, folks. Keep an eye on the social media. I'm not sure if we're going to be live again, but if we are, we'll keep you updated live on social media. The live event, tickets are still ongoing for the 19th of October. We hope to see as many of you as we can. Give us some feedback, guys, whether you're coming, you're not coming, anything at all. If you can make it, you can't make it, let us know, because we feel as if some of you are quite quiet when it comes to, as soon as we bring it up, it's like everybody goes, oh, I'm not saying anything, I don't like to say anything,
Let's talk about Alessandro Bernabeu's goal or something.
Yeah, something else gets put into the chat, but
That'll be good to see you, so.
Didn't answer my question.
we do apologise if we've not managed to get through everybody's question.
What
question will do it.
What's the question?
Someone snipping comments? No, nobody's snipping comments.
What question is it? What question is it?
Look, can you repeat that question?
Will we be able to answer?
573V13. Alright, so he's asked the thoughts on the next potential captain.
Right, good question. I think that's quite a good question actually. That's a hard one. I know what Francis says the other day, I don't think McKibben would come into that personally. Probably Arthur Johnson maybe.
Yeah, that was my thoughts.
Arthur Johnson, or if he's still here next season. Carter Vickers, but I think Vickers will be away maybe after next year.
I don't think it'll be, do you know what?
I could be a new player or somebody that comes through the new system, or somebody we signed.
I think it could be.
Say we signed Lennon Muller or something. I don't know if he's.
I think it could be. I think Arthur Johnson probably the next thing in.
All our captains are Scottish though. This is the thing I know.
But you're looking at Cal McGregor, you probably have another 4 or 5 years, I think, maybe. You're going to have Cal McGregor at least at the team. I think it will be.
If he stays injury free, definitely, Alan, aye.
So it's still a while to go, so there will be a lot that will come and go and change.
I did say to you I think last week, I know he's only 31 still. I know he's only 31 still, but I know you don't want to look at the future too much, but there's going to be a coming time where the club will need, I know McGregor could be here till he's 35, 36, but I don't want it to be the same where it gets to Scott Brown stage where he has to play. We need to game manage McGregor the older he gets, and Scott Brown that season had to play because we didn't have anybody else, and I know Scott probably didn't want to play as much as he did because his legs was coming, he knew himself, he said himself that he was coming to the end of his career. Eventually we need to look at, I don't want to say replacing McCallum because it's going to be hard to replace him, but we need to look at bringing somebody in that can come in and take that mantle because we can't let another guy like that go and know how to have a
Once you're saying KT coming back, but he's ages way. He's run about McGregor's age.
He's only 27, 28.
Yeah, if KT comes back, he's going to need to prove his fitness as well. He's not just going to just walk straight back in and be KT that was there before.
It'll need to be this year coming because I think, similar to I know Andy Robertson made an interview, he'd love to go back to Celtic, but he doesn't want to come to Celtic when he's finished.
Ed McGeady was the same, but he never ever got the chance to come back because obviously he deteriorated as a player with injuries.
But I think that's something that he'd maybe look at talking about near the time if McGregor was to go. But for me, if Callum was to step out now, I think for me, I think Arthur Johnson would be the man to come in.
Yeah. Hope we done my best to answer that for you. But from myself, JP, hail guys.
Hail and Kabaddi.
We're away for a game of Kabaddi. Don't know about the rest of these, but take care and we'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.